Real estate property ownership practice test. Question 1. A buyer representative is reviewing a single-family home in Ocean City. Which term describes a development arrangement combining individually owned property with shared facilities or common areas? Option A, remainder interest. Option B, fee simple absolute. Option C, planned unit development. Option D, riparian rights. The correct answer is option C, planned unit development. Owners usually hold title to their lots or units and share responsibilities through an association. Recorded declarations and rules control common expenses and use restrictions. The design may mix housing types and uses under an approved development plan. Question 2. At a contract revision, a Maryland exam candidate encounters the following description, a legal description referencing a recorded subdivision plat. Which concept is being tested? Option A, literal rights. Option B, remainder interest. Option C, riparian rights. Option D, lot and block system. The correct answer is option D, lot and block system. The recorded map provides the dimensions and relationship of the parcel to surrounding lots and streets. The parcel is identified by lot number, block designation, subdivision name, and recording information. This method is common in plat urban and suburban developments. Question 3. PREA is assisting with a waterfront parcel transaction in Towson. Which principle applies when the facts involve co-ownership in which each owner has an undivided interest without a required right of survivorship? Option A, tenancy in common. Option B, government survey system. Option C, life estate. Option D, section. The correct answer is option A, tenancy in common. Co-owners may hold unequal shares while each retains the right to possess the whole property. At death, the interest passes through the owner's estate rather than automatically to the other co-owners. An owner may transfer that individual share without the consent of the other owners, subject to existing agreements. Stressed about your Maryland real estate? We can take Maryland real estate for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. Which answer most accurately identifies a legal description using directions, distances, monuments, and a point of beginning in a real estate transaction? Option A, fee simple absolute. Option B, metes and bounds. Option C, government survey system. Option D, fixture. The correct answer is option B, metes and bounds. Natural or artificial monuments may help identify corners and boundary lines. The description traces the parcel boundary through a sequence of calls. A valid description returns to the starting point to close the tract. Question 5. A question arising during offer review concerns the legal ability to use or control space above a parcel. Which choice gives the best classification? Option A, government survey system. Option B, tenancy by the entirety. Option C, air rights. Option D, real property. The correct answer is option C, air rights. Development above rail lines, roads, or existing structures often depends on this interest. Zoning and safety regulations still control what may be built. These rights may be sold, leased, or limited separately from surface ownership when law permits. Question 6. While analyzing a mixed-use property, Imani must apply the concept involving ownership of shares in a corporation coupled with a proprietary lease to occupy a unit. Which answer should be selected? Option A, periodic tenancy. Option B, real property. Option C, tenancy at will. Option D, cooperative ownership. The correct answer is option D, cooperative ownership. Transfers and financing may require approval under the cooperative documents. Occupancy rights come from a lease connected to the shareholder status. The resident owns an interest in the entity that owns the entire building. Question 7. Which real estate term is defined by a 6-mile-square survey unit containing 30-6 sections under the rectangular survey system? Option A, township. Option B, reversion interest. Option C, tenancy at will. Option D, section. The correct answer is option A, township. The survey grid units are located by their positions north or south of a baseline and east or west of a principal meridian. The survey grid unit covers 30-6 square miles before adjustments for irregularities. Section numbers within the grid follow a standard back minus and minus fourth pattern. Question 8. In a transaction involving a small apartment building, which rule controls when there is an item once movable that has become attached with the intent that it remain? Option A, trade fixture. Option B, fixture. Option C, personal property. Option D, periodic tenancy. The correct answer is option B, fixture. Once classified this way, the item ordinarily transfers with the property unless the contract provides otherwise. Attachment, adaptation, intent, and agreement help determine whether an installed item becomes part of the real estate. Disputes are reduced when the sales contract identifies included and excluded items. Are you looking for Maryland real estate actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access Maryland Real Estate Study Guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get Maryland Real Estate Answer Key today. Question 9. A appraiser asks about water-related rights of owners whose land borders a flowing body of water. Which answer provides the legally accurate concept? Option A, cooperative ownership. Option B, trade fixture. Option C, riparian rights. Option D, estate for years. The correct answer is option C, riparian rights. The owner may have reasonable use of the water subject to public rights and the rights of other owners. State law determines the exact scope of use and ownership. Boundaries and access can change as the watercourse changes gradually. Question 10. Owen encounters a leasehold with a definite beginning and ending date during an inspection period. Which principle should guide the analysis? Option A, tenancy at sufferance. Option B, reversion interest. Option C, subsurface rights. Option D, estate for years. The correct answer is option D, estate for years. The name refers to certainty of term and can describe a period shorter than 1 year. This tenancy ends automatically on the stated expiration date. No notice is normally required because the parties know the exact duration at formation. Question 11. Which choice best matches the description of future ownership interest held by a third party after a life estate ends? Option A, remainder interest. Option B, cooperative ownership. Option C, estate for years. Option D, tenancy in common. The correct answer is option A, remainder interest. The holder is identified when the life estate is created rather than receiving title back from the grantor. The current life tenant and future owner have separate but related interests. This future right becomes possessory when the preceding life estate terminates. Question 12. During review of a duplex in Easton, the parties discuss a form of co-ownership available to married spouses with survivorship protection. Which term applies? Option A, heir rights. Option B, tenancy by the entirety. Option C, tenancy at sufferance. Option D, trade fixture. The correct answer is option B, tenancy by the entirety. Divorce commonly converts the ownership into another concurrent form. One spouse generally cannot convey the property alone or unilaterally destroy the other spouse's survivorship right. The spouses are treated as one ownership unit for the property interest. Question 13. An exam scenario presents the broadest private ownership interest of potentially unlimited duration. Which answer is most accurate? Option A, bundle of rights. Option B, remainder interest. Option C, fee simple absolute. Option D, riparian rights. The correct answer is option C, fee simple absolute. This estate provides the greatest collection of ownership rights recognized in private property. It may be sold, gifted, devised, or inherited and is not limited by a stated ending event. Government powers and private encumbrances can still restrict its use. Question 14. A licensee preparing for a contract revision must recognize a leasehold that renews for successive periods until proper notice is given. Which concept does this describe? Option A, real property. Option B, fee simple absolute. Option C, fixture. Option D, periodic tenancy. The correct answer is option D, periodic tenancy. Rent is commonly paid monthly, but another recurring interval may be used. The tenancy continues from period to period instead of ending on a fixed date. Termination requires notice that complies with the lease and applicable law. Question 15. Which answer correctly classifies a situation involving possession by a tenant who remains after a lawful lease has ended without the landlord's consent? Option A, tenancy at sufferance. Option B, trade fixture. Option C, real property. Option D, literal rights. The correct answer is option A, tenancy at sufferance. The occupant entered legally but stays beyond the authorized period. The landlord may pursue lawful eviction or accept rent and create a new tenancy. This status is different from trespass at the beginning because the original possession was valid. Question 16. At a marketing review in Silver Spring, Zane explains a land description method based on principal meridians, baselines, townships, ranges, and sections. Which real estate principle is involved? Option A, tenancy in common. Option B, government survey system. Option C, reversion interest. Option D, tenancy by the entirety. The correct answer is option B, government survey system. Descriptions identify increasingly smaller portions of a section. The system divides land into a grid of townships and sections. A standard township contains 30-6 sections, although irregularities can occur. Question 17. A transaction file for an office building raises an issue involving individual ownership of a unit combined with an undivided interest in common elements. Which answer best resolves the classification? Option A, tenancy at will. Option B, township. Option C, condominium ownership. Option D, air rights. The correct answer is option C, condominium ownership. Association documents govern maintenance, assessments, and use restrictions. Financing and transfer generally involve the individual unit rather than shares in a corporation. The unit owner receives title to a defined space and shares ownership of common areas. Question 18. Which concept should a landlord apply to facts involving water minus related rights of owners whose land borders a lake, sea, or ocean? Option A, lot and block system. Option B, cooperative ownership. Option C, real property. Option D, literal rights. The correct answer is option D, literal rights. The classification depends on the type of water adjoining the property. Public access rules, environmental regulation, and changing shorelines can limit the owner's control. These rights concern use and enjoyment along a non-flowing or tidal body of water.
Stressed about your FCLE? We can take FCLE for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 19. For a real estate property ownership practice test study session, Hector analyzes a condominium unit during a financing analysis in Bowie. Quinton is studying a rule concerning a future interest retained by the grantor after conveying a lesser estate. Which term should be chosen? Option A, reversion interest. Option B, fee simple absolute. Option C, life estate. Option D, remainder interest. The correct answer is option A, reversion interest. The grantor keeps the right to regain possession when the temporary estate ends. No new deed is required for the interest to return according to the original conveyance. This differs from a remainder, which is created in someone other than the grantor. Question 20. When a historic residence transaction involves a possessory arrangement with no fixed ending date that may be terminated by either party, which answer identifies the controlling concept? Option A, literal rights. Option B, tenancy at will. Option C, joint tenancy. Option D, trade fixture. The correct answer is option B, tenancy at will. Applicable law or the agreement determines the notice needed to end possession. The arrangement continues only while both landlord and tenant consent. It lacks the definite expiration found in a term tenancy. Question 21. A practice question describes land together with permanently attached improvements and associated legal rights. Which response is best? Option A, trade fixture. Option B, point of beginning. Option C, real property. Option D, remainder interest. The correct answer is option C, real property. Land and items permanently attached to it are treated as immovable property. Movable belongings are classified separately unless they become fixtures. The ownership interest also includes legally recognized rights such as possession, control, exclusion, enjoyment, and disposition. Question 22. During an inspection period, which principle is illustrated by co-ownership characterized by a right of survivorship and traditionally equal unified interests? Option A, remainder interest. Option B, real property. Option C, condominium ownership. Option D, joint tenancy. The correct answer is option D, joint tenancy. A transfer by one owner can sever the survivorship feature as to that share. When one owner dies, that share passes automatically to the surviving joint owner or owners. The required unities must exist when the ownership form is created. Question 23. Which answer states the concept associated with equipment installed by a commercial tenant for use in the tenant's business? Option A, trade fixture. Option B, estate for years. Option C, personal property. Option D, bundle of rights. The correct answer is option A, trade fixture. Removal must occur without substantial damage, and the tenant may have to repair any injury caused by removal. Leaving the equipment after the permitted removal period can result in ownership passing to the landlord. Business equipment installed by a tenant is usually removable before the lease ends. Question 24. A seller handling a rental home in Rockville must identify the rights associated with minerals and resources below the land surface. Which choice is correct? Option A, bundle of rights. Option B, subsurface rights. Option C, trade fixture. Option D, literal rights. The correct answer is option B, subsurface rights. Title review should identify severed mineral rights and access provisions. A surface owner may not own every mineral interest affecting the parcel. These interests can be separated from surface ownership by sale, lease, or reservation. Question 25. During a settlement preparation for a condominium unit in Cumberland, Caleb needs to identify the rule described as the collection of legal powers associated with real property ownership. Which answer applies? Option A, section. Option B, government survey system. Option C, bundle of rights. Option D, riparian rights. The correct answer is option C, bundle of rights. Ownership is commonly analyzed as separate rights rather than one indivisible privilege. These rights include possession, control, exclusion, enjoyment, and disposition. A person may transfer or limit one right while retaining the others.